guitar buddies, classic Jimi Hendrix track there, Crosstown Traffic. So we're starting on the rhythm guitar with a B sus4 chord. So I'm playing 2, 4, 4, 5. Starting on the A string, 2, 4 and 4 on D and G, 5 there, and just kind of that kind of thing. Okay, and over the top of that, a second guitar, I'm playing that kind of stuff. Just those kind of Chuck Berry kind of bending on the F sharp there to a G sharp. Okay, on 11 on the G string, and then just on top of that, playing a little double stop there on G sharp and C sharp on 9 and 9. Yeah, keep that going, and then just finish it off with release that note, back down to 11, pull off to 9, land on 11 on the D string. Okay, and that's that first couple of bars intro, and then the next bit of the intro, we've got a rhythm wise, I'm playing the Hendrix chord here, and although quite often I just, to give it a little more space, I tend to leave out, I think this is what Hendrix does, can't be sure, but I think so. I'm just killing that D string, so I'm only playing basically 3 notes, C sharp, B and E. I could put that note in, okay, but I think it's more, it's splitting hairs really. But basically, you know, the Hendrix chord, of course, is the 7 flat 9. So in C sharp, it's 4, 3, 4, 5, starting on the A string, but you can, of course, leave that D string out. And so, and putting in a little riff here, which I think is on another guitar, overdubbed, but you can play them both together. So I'm playing, so here I'm playing G sharp, B, C, C sharp. So 4, 2, 3, 4, back to 2 on E and A, back to 4, then an F sharp 7 chord. So I'm playing 2, 2 on E and D, and 3 on G, and then starting on C sharp now. So 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, so on A and D, back to 2, 2, 4, 2, so yeah, so that's your kind of riff for the intro and chorus, and then you're back to that. Okay, before the verse comes in, so back to that B sus chord, and over this I'm playing so I'm just playing a bend on 11 on the G, hitting a B there on 12, then releasing that like we did before, down to 11, 9, and then 11 on D, then F sharp to E, 11 to 9. Okay, repeating that 3 times, and then playing E on 9, C sharp, kind of sliding out of that on 11. Okay, so that's the lead on the intro, and then we're playing front of my car, wanna drive. So it's the same as the chorus chords, but just with stabs. So that's, so we've got again 4, 4, 5 on A, G, and B. To that F sharp 7 again, back to Hendrix chord. There, and then I've got a B minor 7. Kind of partial B minor 7. Again, by playing fewer notes, it keeps it less muddy, which is a nice little Hendrix trick. So it's 7-7-7. So 7-7-7 on the E, D and G strings. So muting the A string. Then an E7, that's 7 on A, 6 on D, 7 on G, 5. Then this chord just moved down 2 frets, so we've got an A minor 7, 5, 5, 5, again on E, D and G. Then playing a G sharp 7, so just like this one, but up 2 frets, 4, 4 and 5 on E, D and G. And then again, this is a little hard to hear what's going on here. I think again, maybe a mix of a few guitars, but it kind of sounds like little, sort of doing a little slide. You can just kind of hear that in there. I think just before the chorus, I'm just sliding to 6 from 5 and hitting the top 2 strings. Then little pull off 6, 4, 6, 4, 6 into the chorus. So yeah, seems to be something like that in there. A lot going on, but that works. Quite fun. Yeah, takes you into that nicely. So 6-4 on G, 6-4 on D, 6 on A, into the chord. Okay, and I'm just repeating all of that. And but on the chorus as well, I've got what we played on the intro, and then a little variation there, just that bend without the, so that just bending on 11, 8, 12. Yeah, but it's just that kind of intro riff with that as that kind of the second one, a little variation there. So yeah, pretty simple, just that bend on 11, hitting 12. And so that's on the chorus, and of course he's kind of scat singing along with that as well. That kind of stuff. And then we've got basically repeat verse chorus, and then coming out of the second chorus, we've got this little change where I'm playing. So I've got and then so it's instead of going a, okay, I'm going to, okay, again it's one of those ones where I can't be sure it's exactly what he's playing, but it seems to be this. Okay, so I'm doing the 7th chord on 9, so I'm playing a C sharp 7 there, and so it's something like that. So I'm going from the 9th position to the 8th, so C sharp 7 to C7, then B flat 7 to A7, so the 6th position to 5, and then down to 4 for this little bridge section. Yeah, and on that, this another guitar just plays a little, you can just hear that in there. I put it on the track, a little B on 12. So you've got that, then you've got the bridge section. So yeah, on that I'm playing just that G sharp 7 chord and a little fill there. So 6 and 6, a little blues scale kind of fill on the G sharp. Yeah, so little pull on 6 and 6 and 4 and 4. So okay, and then coming out of that, it sort of sounds like it's kind of chromatic. So I'm just kind of moving that up. to 9. So yeah, just kind of taking that chord shape up. Okay, again, that's kind of may not be exactly what he plays. It's what I think he plays, but that's, you know, never sure. All right, and then over that I've got that little solo. So I'm playing D sharp, F sharp, G sharp, F sharp. So 9, so 8, 7, 9, 7, back to 7 on the G and B strings. Then just bend on 6, C sharp to D sharp, release, pull to 4, and then down to 6 on the D string, that G sharp, and then just kind of back to that G sharp on 9, and then there's just a little bend on 7, release, bend on 6, release, pull off there. So just a little kind of G sharp blues scale solo there. Okay, and then you're just basically back into verse chorus kind of territory. So no verse, it's really just chorus there. So we're going to Crosstown traffic. So it's just the and then that kind of comes in pretty quick. You know, you do one of those, and then just kind of just keep repeating that towards the end. So that's those little parts, little lead parts, and the rhythm. Great chords in there, great song, love it. So let's take a look next at the bass part. Great bass part here. I'm starting on the C sharp, 2 on the 9th fret of the E string, to G sharp on 11 on the A string, B on 9 on the D string, 2 C sharps on 11, back to B on 9, back to G sharp on 11. Yeah. Next I'm starting on 9 on the A string and F sharp, C sharp on 11, a little chromatic E, F sharp, 9, 10, 11, and then a couple of little hammers, B to C sharp twice, 9, hammer to 11. So boom, boom, boom. And that's just a B. Okay, so I'm playing that on 9 on the D string. Okay, then we're into the verse. I'm simply playing C sharp to F sharp. That's 9 to 9 on E and A twice. Then B on 7 to E on 7. Down to A on 5. And then okay, so I think it's something like this. It's a little hard to hear, but I play G sharp. So I'm playing a root, 5th root. So 4, and then 6 on the D string, 6 on the A string, back to 4. Then kind of going up the minor pentatonic, B, C sharp, D sharp, F sharp, G sharp. So 7, 4, 6, 4, 6. So it's kind of, yeah, and it stops on that little kind of break before the chorus. So something like this. So that kind of thing, you know, and then we've got back into, so just like we played on the intro. Okay, we've got that, and then we kind of all repeats, and back into the chorus, and at the end of this chorus I'm doing a little stop. I'm not playing, sounds like the bass cuts out because the guitar's got that little chromatic run up. Okay, then we're into a little bridge section, and I'm playing, not exactly what it's playing, but it's basically just jamming around the G sharp minor pentatonic scale here. So I'm playing basically something like that, just playing around these notes of G sharp and so, you know, just kind of improvising a little bit, but just 4, 4 and 6 and 4 and 6, okay, on the E, A and D strings. Just, and then a little, again, it's quite hard to hear, but it sounds like, listening carefully, it sounds like he plays, coming out of it, G sharp octaves on 4 and 6, 2 A's, because the guitar's doing a little chromatic thing as well, and then a little fill here, 9, 11, 9. So don't quote me on that because it was a little hard to distinguish, but it's something like that. It kind of works. And then you're just back into like your kind of verse choruses, and so you kind of just do kind of that kind of stuff, and then that B. Okay, so you've just got that on the outro, but it's a great one to play, and as always, buddies, thanks for watching. Cheers.